So I hear Rishi Sunak and some of his MPs are scared of us. You should be. You've been fucking us over so hard and so long and lying to us for so long that finally the average person, you call them far right, the average person's actually come to their conclusions, and some of them are more upset than others. Now, while I don't condone violence, this channel does not condone violence of any sort towards an MP, because it kind of goes against what we're actually trying to achieve. I mean, they're trying to sow a narrative that we're a bunch of violent, psychopathic, lunatic, unhinged, add some more insults in there, brain dead kind of people that are only interested in violence and terrorism, and that we don't understand, this is a kicker, we don't understand that these MPs are actually trying to do what's best for us. Well, actually, you'll be amazed that just because some of us drive trucks or lift bins or whatever it is, that we're actually a little bit more switched on than you could give us credit for. And we can actually see what the deal is. See, the thing is, we've noticed for the last X amount of years, since I've been alive, I'm going to be 49 this year, that whenever politicians said they were going to do something, 99.9% of the bastards didn't do anything and didn't actually have any problem about lying to us. Now, go back long enough ago that if a politician did something wrong, out of honour, he would resign. Those days are long gone. And actually, politicians just lie to us and then crack on and do whatever it is that the people who are, I don't know, paying them got something. That's not us, by the way. That money is accepted as a God-given right to them, and they actually don't have to do a great deal for it. Now, the people that bribe them, the people that lobby them, the people that own them, these are the people that they serve. But what it is they can't, because they're so not attached to the rest of us, or reality for that matter, many of them, they can't understand why it is that we're starting to feel angry about this. Well, let me bridge the gap between the 1%, you lot, or the 1% servants, I should say. We'll have that right, because to be a 1%, you've got to be significantly richer than most of you are. Maybe Sunak's close to it, or at least his missus, but I digress. So, from the cheap seats to you, you're going to ruin this country. You're going to make it dangerous for us. You're going to run us out of food. You're going to make sure that all of our finances are dried up until we'll have nothing and be happy. So we don't fucking like you. And there's many people out there that won't be quite so diplomatic as myself, and they'll want to do you harm. You brought all of this on yourself, and I don't have any sympathy. And as I said, while I don't condone anything, if I read, say for instance, online somewhere that something had happened, I'd have no sympathy either. Put it this way, if something bad happens to you lot, I would struggle in my humanity to feel any compassion to you at all. Much like that piece of shit that's been throwing alkali at people and burning himself up. Some people are saying that he's actually dead now, could have died from his injuries. I can't feel any sorrow towards that. But this is the situation we find ourselves in. Now, I particularly despise politicians, and the royal family actually, by the way, because the royal family took an oath to protect us from foreign and domestic dangers, and they've done the entire opposite. And the politicians were supposed to run the country along with the civil servants and make sure they did the best job up to their ability, made sure that they kept us safe, didn't lead us into unnecessary wars which killed our fighting men, didn't ruin our finances, didn't make sure that our future was so utterly dire that some people are now completely consumed by depression, and some people have gone further than that, unfortunately. Now, I have a daughter, and I know that because of your actions, and a few of them before you, that my daughter's future is that very precarious and very dangerous, and God forbid that if the demographics go the way that you've made sure they will, that my daughter will be a slave to Islam, and God only knows what will happen to her kids, should she have any. So this is why we hate you. And this is why you're going to need a lot more security. And you're going to play the victim, but nobody's buying it. Everybody thinks you're horrible. Everybody would love to see, probably, something happen to you. As I say again, and I'll state for the record, we don't condone violence here, and I have to say this for legal reasons, all right? Why is it that the people that you used to say were utterly terrible, like Gaddafi and people like that, why is it Gaddafi could drive around in his own country, hanging out the sunroof of his car with just a driver? Why is it he could do that, and he was a monster, but you lot, in a society as we have, right, we'll call it a first world country with all the trappings that go with it, don't feel safe? It's because you've worked out that we've worked out that you're the enemy. We've worked out that you're trying to do everything in your power to destroy this country, and we hate you for it. We've worked out that you have more sympathies and allegiance with Islam because they've got the supply of oil, the oil that you need for your companies to turn a profit, i.e. oil that's used for, or petroleum is used in the makings of plastic, many other things. We need fuel to work the companies, whatever. You get the idea. Now these people realise that they've got to butter up the Arabs and butter up Islam, and so they do, and they've made declarations to make sure that that happens, and we just despise you for it. And I have to be quite frank that we'd rather have paid more at the pump, all right, and had this country to ourselves, than paid less a little bit for oil or petrol, diesel, call it what you want. Go on, mate. And have you sell our legacy out, because much of our cities now look like the third world and are unsafe, as is the third world, and we can't be as proud of this country as it used to be. It's your fault. So they are. Anyway, if you're watching this far, and you're a farmer, by the way, I'm hoping to get a farmer on who's part of the protest in Great Britain at the moment, right, because they're going to happen. And I'm hoping to get on Saturday night to tell us exactly why the farmers have their grievances, what the problems are, etc. I won't ask for any details of what they plan to do because I don't want to give the powers that be any details, but I just want to hear what the grievances are, and they're going to be a lot. And in the meantime, if you know anybody abroad who's to do with the farmers, who could possibly speak to me on a Saturday night so that we can hear what their deal is over there, what they're struggling with, etc. I'd love to hear from them. They can get hold of me through Facebook, and they can get hold of me through Telegram, they can get hold of me through Discord. But yeah, I'd love to hear, and I'm pretty sure you lot would as well, because these farmers might be the salvation of us lot. They certainly feed us, and without them we're fucked. But in fairness, they might be the ones that start bringing about change. Something had to happen, and if it's the farmers that do it, then all the better. Anyway, I'm going to get on now, and I'll see you in a bit.